here. JavaScript objects are stored in heap memory and are always handled by reference, so not by value. So this create a big problem where we need to track only the objects of we want to copy. So for that reason, they have introduced shallow copy and a deep copy. So when we assign one object to another, JavaScript does not create a new object. It copies the reference. So so for that they introduce two, that is shallow copy and the deep copy. So moving on to shallow copy. So shallow copy, nothing in the sense it is copies only the top level properties, but nested objects are still shared. Means a reference is copied. So nothing in the sense. Uh, the top level properties in the sense, you can see the shallow copies only the direct property or the first level. So top level in the sense the direct properties or the first level property. For example, if having a object inside a object, so I can copy the object, the inside nested copy are still sharing the reference. So here is the, so using spread operator we gonna use this shallow copy. Okay, you can see here, there is a user. Okay, there is a new object name user. In that I'm having name, we can have so many things like user the you for example, you tell, for example, there is a okay, so I'm having a object user. So user name is, so I have Rakshita. I'm telling how the shallow will be work. So I'm having address. So I'm having address. So in the address I am having again city. So will be Ankola. Okay. So it, yeah. Okay, city Ankola and district UK. UK in the sense Uttar Kannada. If I, it will be, I am closing the address. So then again I am closing user. Okay. So nested object in the sense object inside an object. So this is an object. User is an object, right? So this is an object. So address, it is a key of the user, second key of the user, and the value is the another object. So it is a nested object. So here I am, so actually in user dot name I am having Rakshita, right? And the address, city and district I am having. Okay. So here I am doing, I am copying the user object, this object into the user too. For example, if I am creating a new variable that is user2, okay. So if I am simply doing user, okay, if I simply using user, so if I simply using user in the sense, so what will happen? So it will be copied the reference. That time what will happen? What will happen? So if I change, so if I console dot log, sorry, 1 second. Okay. So here I am using let. So I wanted to change the this one. So I wanted to change the user to. So I am here. What I am doing? I want to copy the user to. I wanted to copy only the what and all object inside the user. I wanted to copy. But in this case, what will happen? So user two will be it will copy the reference. In the case if I am doing user two, okay, user two dot name will be. So I am changing it into my brother's name, that is Harshit. So that time what will happen? Uh, the Rakshita will be replaced by Harshit. Okay. So if I console user user two, so I may get like I'm getting name Harshit and the address what and all is there. Okay. But so if I console.log user, so what is it happening? Yeah, it is also changing her shit. But I want it should be Rakshita only. I don't want it. The user need to be Rakshita, but the user tier two needs to be Harshit. But in the case of normal copying the object, what will it is happening? So it is changing in both the user and the user too. Okay, because it is copying the reference. So it is affecting both the object. So for my case, so I am using the shallow copy. So shallow copy where we will use a spread operator. So here shows how this spread will happen. See, so I'm having the user. Okay, so I want the Rakshita to be same in the user. I don't want to change it to Harshit in the user one also. User also. So in that case, so I am doing. I'm using spread operators in a follow like flower bracket. So here if I am using spread operator, see. So in user two, so it is changing to Harshit. So let us check in a user. See, Rakshita is same. So this is nothing but a shallow copy. But in the shallow copy, they have told only the top level property will be will not change. The nested object will be shared. So nothing in the sense this address, nothing in the sense this is the nested object, right? The address. So this will be shared as a reference. So in the case of you can see if I'm changing to Excel, I'm changing user to I am changing address dot city. So I am changing from in user to I am changing from Ankola to Chennai. Okay. So for again console, if I again console user and user two, what will happen? Look. So what it is going to happen in user also it is changing to Chennai and in user 2 also it is changing to Chennai. So this is called as shallow. It is called as shallow copy. So I have used the spread operator also. So this is called as shallow copy. Nothing in the sense what and all there in the first level. It will not share it will copy the object only. It will not share the reference, but the nested will be share the reference. Nothing in the sense the first label will not copy. If I change the user to also, it will not updated in the user. It is a complete different user, but the address will be. If I change the nested object, it will be what it will happen. It will change in both the object. So for that solution, for example, if I want user change, so I am changing Ankola in user 2. So I want the user to exactly the same. I don't want the nested to be changed. So that case, they have introduced deep clean. Nothing in the sense, a deep copy creates a completely new object, including all the nested object. Okay. So no reference is shared between the object original and the copied object. So this is a new syntax. So this is a older one. So for shallow we are using spread operator, but in the case of deep copy, so we are using. So it was previously we are using JSON dot parse like or this and all. But in the case of new the structured flow, then the original. So here is the example. User one name Rakshita and here. So if I am using that one, if I am changing in the user two, it is not changing in the user one. Let us see in this one. Second. Huh. User one console.log user one. Okay. So what I want in user I want user one to be exactly the same if I change the user two also. For that, I need to use structured. Yeah, here is it is. So structured inside the column, we have to use user one. Okay. Shallow copy we know. I'm changing the name into Harshit and user two dot address dot city to Chennai. I'm changing it to Chennai. See what will happen. So first the user to look, name is changed and the city is changed. Let us see whether it have changed or not. Look, no. So it is a complete different the object. So here I can see name is Rakshita only and the city is A, where the completely user to is changed to Harshit and Chennai. So this is nothing but a deep copy. Even we can this one also we can try that. Let me change. Strictly file. Uh, then you have to write the user one. Yeah, it's also giving the output. It is completely changing the user to, and the user one remains the same. So it is some little bit confusing to remember. So it is easy one structured clone. So this one. So next